Good morning, students. Now we already saw the relation between the voltage or current ABC or the unbalanced system and with the relation with the three phase component symmetrical components and how we can transport from ABC to 0 1 to 1 or 1 to 0 to ABC. So these are the formulas. Now we can let's take one three phase system with a neutral return we take here. So the sum of three line voltage will always be 0. Therefore the zero sequence components of line voltage is always 0. So here VAB 0 will be equal to 1 upon 3 VAB plus VBC plus VCA equal to 0. On the other hand, the sum of phase voltage or line to neutral may not be 0, so that their zero sequence component VA0 is exist. Since the sum of three line currents equal to the current in the neutral wire, so we have IA0 equal to 1 upon 3 IA plus IB plus IC. We can also say IA, IB and IC are the current in neutral, so we can take 1 upon 3 into IN. The current in the neutral is 3 times the zero sequence line current. If the neutral connection is served, then IA0 will be also equal to 0. So here in the absence of neutral connection, the zero sequence line current is always 0. If the neutral current is present, then our IA0 will be 1 upon 3 times of neutral current. Now for the power invariance, the symmetrical component transformation in power transient, which means that the sum of powers of the three symmetrical components equals the three phase power. So total complex power in a three phase circuit is given by VA into A phase, B phase and current C phase. The multiplication of V into I conjugate. So now if we take the balanced system or symmetrical components in picture, then it will say as S equal to A into Vs of transpose into A into Is of conjugate. So Vs of transpose and A transpose into A conjugate into Is of conjugate. So here A transpose into A conjugate are come in like 3 into matrix of unit matrix. So we can say 3U. So our power will be S equal to 3 into Vs transpose into Is conjugate. So this Vs and Is are in terms of three phase sequence. So it will be symmetrical component. First will be of positive sequence, then second negative sequence and zero sequence. So now our equivalent of S is 3 into VA1 IA1 conjugate, 3 into VA2 IA2 conjugate plus 3 into VA0 IA0 conjugate, sum of symmetrical component powers. Now let us take phase shift in star delta transformer. So positive and negative sequence voltages and currents undergo a phase shift in star delta transformer, which depends upon the labeling of terminals. Here, before considering this phase shift, we need to discuss the standard polarity marking of a single phase transformer. As we can show here, the transformer ends marked with a dot have the same polarity. The transformer ends marked with a dot have the same polarity. Therefore, voltage VHH dash here is in phase with the voltage VLL dash. Assuming that the small amount of magnetizing current can be neglected, the primary current I1 entering the dot and cancels the demagnetizing ampere turns of the secondary current I2. So that I1 and I2 with directions of flow as indicated in the diagram are in phase. If the direction of I2 is reversed, I1 and I2 will be in phase opposition. So now consider a star delta transformer with a terminal labeling as indicated like this. Here the first A, so winding shown parallel to each other are magnetically coupled. Assume that the transformer is excited with the positive phase sequence voltage and carries positive sequence current. With the polarity mark shown, we can immediately draw a phasor diagram. The following interrelationship between the voltage on the two sides of transformer is immediately observed from the phasor diagram. Here first is star side quantities lead delta side quantity by 30 degree, and the second one is shown as delta side quantity leads star side quantities by 30 degree. So first is ACB, it means first is seen as positive sequence and second is negative sequence. Now the positive sequence voltages on a star delta transformer are shown as here. Here VAB1, VBC1 and VCA1 are of voltage of delta, and VAN1, VCN1 and VBN1 are of the voltages of star. So here we can see that VAN1 is leads VAB1 is leads 30 degree from VAN1, means delta leads 30 degree from star. So now we can say that VAB1 equal to 30 degree into x of VAB1. What is here x? X is a phase transformation ratio. Here we can say that VAB1 equal to x into small VAB1 at an angle 30 degree. Right? So the positive sequence line voltages on star side lead the corresponding voltages on the delta side by 30 degree. The same also applies for line currents. If the delta side is connected as in shown here in figure B, the phase shift reverse. So the delta side quantity now leads the star side quantities by 30 degree. Instead, if the transformer of here seen A is now excited by negative sequence voltage and currents, the voltage phasor diagram will be shown as this. Here the phase shift in comparison to positive sequence are now reverse. Here you can see that now VAB2 is leading VAN2. So the star side quantity lags the delta side quantity by 30 degree. So the result will be also correspondingly reverse. So it shall from now onwards we assume that a star delta transformer is so labeled that the positive sequence quantities on the HV side lead their corresponding positive sequence quantity on the LV side by 30 degree. What I say? Positive sequence quantity on HV side or high voltage side lead their corresponding positive sequence quantities on the low voltage side by 30 degree. The reverse is the case for negative sequence quantities, where high voltage quantities lags the corresponding low voltage quantities by 30 degree. So this is for second negative sequence voltage on star and delta, and this phasor diagram for positive sequence voltage. So this is the phase shift between star and delta side voltage.